Pure Amsterdam.
Sheesh, Mari, how you did this.
Yes, people. We're here on the YouTube. It's me, Lincoln Amsterdam. And yeah, rebuilding the NWA. I've made an executive decision, and the decision I've made is that we are not going to do any more TEW9 on Twitch until we catch up on YouTube. And it will just be a lot easier for me because then I can do the stream. Then the next day I can edit the stream, and then I can just throw it up on YouTube, and then everyone knows what's going on. So if they do catch up with what's going on Twitch, they can go straight to YouTube and see that. So people have a choice and whatnot. So we're doing NWA Power, then we're doing the SAMHAIN pay-per-view. I believe that's how it's pronounced. I don't know. I haven't looked it up. I should have done the research, but I decided to be ignorant on that point. So here we are. But don't be too concerned. We are at episode 16 on Twitch. So there's not too many episodes to go from YouTube. It's just 3 out, and then we'll continue with Twitch. So hope you enjoy the episode. Los Golpaderos versus Lycos Jim. Kid Lycos and Kid Lycos 2 were terrible in the ring. Dragon Bane and Alpha Wolf are normally reliable. So I'm cool with them, and I'm glad that I chose them to go through. So we don't have to book we don't have to book Lycos Jim anymore. Um, This is why I wanted to buy another company, just so I can send them to or people like that just to get reps in. But I think this is where we need to use the pre-show if we want to, you know, we need to use the pre-show if we want to, get people up in it. But realistically, it's just a difficult one because obviously we don't want to spend money. But if it's just for the people that aren't very good, it shouldn't cost too much anyway. So that's it, 51 rated. That's where we are at the moment. Cool. Let's crowd rating 6. Let's go. That's a new low. Well, let's go to the next match. Uh, cool. So we started off with Ronhausen, 78 rating. Uh, you know, it's lower than it was last week. I think last week it was at 85. So, but obviously it starts the crowd hot. This one here, technical spectacle. I'm sure it was technical masterclass. Sorry. Didn't have much heat, obviously, because they're not in the storyline. But the Calamari Catch Kings defeated the Astronauts, and Chris Brooks pinned Fuminori Abe with an Ito special. Jonathan Gresham carried the match in terms of ring performance. Now, the Astronauts did really good. 58-59. These are workhorses. These are people I've used on the TV every week. No issue. Um, Jonathan Gresham with a 77 and Chris Brooks with a 62 on his in-ring debut. I mean, I'm happy with that. Crowd is hot. I'm good with that. They've got great chemistry as a tag team specialist bonus, and these guys tag team specialist bonus. The Crockett Cup is warming up. I think these guys are our potential favorite. So the agency versus the Coffee Brothers, which is fine. They're fully rostered NWA members, so I'm cool with that. But the agency obviously won. They're tag team champions. The Crockett Cup. They got to start pushing forward. So shout out to them. AR Fox 49 is a little bit disappointing. I do think this was storytelling though, so it's all right. Mark Coffey 48 as well. He keeps coming with these higher 40s, so I'm not really sure about him, but time will tell. This is the War Dogs debut segment rating 40, so that's really disappointing. But the ratings in terms of the gimmicks, great, very good, adequate, very good. So I'm happy with that. Color commentary gave it a segment boost. So this is Dave Finley speaking. For months, everybody's been asking the same question: who's going to change professional wrestling? Who's going to dominate the National Wrestling Alliance? The question isn't who's next; it's who's left. Billy Corgan wants to rebuild the NWA. You rebuilt it. Now we're taking it. I've looked through the roster and I don't see one man I'd lose sleep over. This isn't some reunion. This is the War Dogs. And we got Dave Finley, Clark Connors, Dan Maloney, and I've added El Fantasmo to their group. Next, the Foundation versus the War Dogs. So the War Dogs had their debut, so obviously I'm going to put them over. But 41 and 37 in a ring, I don't know if I did the right thing there. But I couldn't. I mean, following an interference from David Finley, so the foundation lost, but they didn't lose clean. So it kind of protected them a little bit. But I am a little bit worried about that rating for Dan Maloney and Clark Connors. But I couldn't have them debut, make all that announcement, and then lose their first match. I couldn't really do that. King Kota, she attacked Max the Impaler. I think that's for last week. So she's getting a lick back. 76 rated segment. I'm good with that. I'm happy with that. This one here, 55. Alex Windsor made her debut and she got a poor rating, 41. So anyway, in about that good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Killer Kelly defeated Saori Anu, Konami, Takumi Iroha, Veni, and Alex Windsor when Killer Kelly pinned Alex Windsor with a super kick. Um, The match was designed to be a car crash style stunt show full of crazy moves and dangerous bumps. Killer Kelly wins the NWA Alliance Pan Pacific title. Takumi Iroha was head and shoulders above everyone else. Alex Windsor was the weak link, struggling to keep up with everyone else in the ring. So Takumi Iroha got a 71. Yeah. So Ori Anu got a 58. But here's the kicker. The reason why Killer Kelly's getting that belt is she'll get booked more for the other promotions to carry that belt. Saori was getting booked, but Killer Kelly's more popular, so it'll probably be more of a workhorse title. And I don't really have anything in creative for Killer Kelly right now after she went for the title. I don't know where she goes now, um, so yeah, we'll just give her something to do. Ace Austin, he says if Ron's team win tonight, he'll face Ron 1v1 at the pay-per-view for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. 63 rated segment. I'm happy. Ronhausen are in the Crockett Cup, I believe. The Syndicate versus the Hardys. 63 in ring. Matt Hardy is penalized for being in extremely poor form and he's really off his game. That there, I'm fine with that because Matt Hardy is on a lot of dough. Him and Jeff are too expensive to keep bringing in. And the Syndicate are our guys. So Shelton Benjamin pinned Matt Hardy with a play dirt. Benjamin carried the match in terms of in-ring performance. And was part of the Crockett Cup tournament. So 63, crowd rating 47 is decent. Obviously, they've got the tag team bonuses. Jeff Hardy got a star quality bonus, of course. Um, yeah, not using the spinal impact moves is obviously an issue as well. So we might have to get rid of that now. Now we've gone up um, in terms of where we are as a company, our size and all that. Uh, I think yeah, man, we need to probably get rid of that. And people are signing exclusive deals, but then obviously we're only signing them per show. And if someone gets injured, it's not going to be too much of a big deal because we can sign somebody else. So Kenzie Cage and Ronda Rousey, so they're going in. Uh, okay, so Kenzie Page, 786 days. That's how long I've carried this championship. Every challenger thought they'd be the one. Every challenger failed. Ronda Rousey says 786 days is impressive, but every reign ends, and yours ends at redemption. Kenzie Page, it's not even redemption, it's the next pay per view, but whatever the next pay per view is called. Kenzie says, you're walking in because of your name. I'm walking in because I've beaten everyone put in front of me. Um, and then they start fighting, which got the highest rating because that was in part two. So segment rating 64, it's not bad. The storyline gained heat, so it done its job. This one here, in about that good wrestling, Colby Carino and Ronhausen defeated Ace of Spades, Ace Austin, Axel Tischer, and Big Damo. When Colby Carino pinned Axel Tischer, the match was designed so that wrestlers can go and try and steal the show. During the match, we also had Ricky Knight Jr. running and attack Colby. And obviously, they just had their match when Colby Carino was going after the Alliance title and against Ricky Knight Jr. So Ace of Spades have lost. Um, and not Ronhausen, Ron Killings will get his rematch for the NWA World Heavyweight title at the next pay-per-view. 70 rating from Ace Austin is perfect. Ron Killings 60. I love that. Colby Carino 53. I mean, Danhausen, what do you expect? Axel Tischer, it's probably the last time he might be used because he needs to be putting in better ratings than that. So let's finish the show. We have upgraded our production and things like that. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we're not going to get penalized as much because it's costing us money, man. So let's go. Finish the show. 63. I mean, it's better than last week. We've increased in popularity in 18 regions. Um, it's much worse than at least one rival, but it's too expensive for us to go and increase to whatever because some of it's like 75K a month and things like that. We can't afford that right now. 347 people, that's big. Overall rating 63. It's a good show. It's a good show. Financial report, we lost 37 grand. See, this is what I'm talking about when it comes to the production. But we've gained popularity. So what we're going to do, we're going to get rid of the thing about spinal impact moves because that's penalizing us. Product. There we go. Spinal impact moves are allowed now. And the reason why we've done that is because we're getting penalized for the matches because of spinal impact is not being allowed. So we need to be more exciting. So that was the last power. We've now got the pay-per-view coming up, and this will be our chance to earn some money. It's just we're getting penalized for production. Review rival levels. NXT. Well, bro, NXT on TNA, yeah. They're the ones that are that's why we're getting downgraded. We ain't got the money to be competing with them production wise. So that's it. Let's just see where we get this pay-per-view. What's it called? SAMHAIN. Sin Skywalker signing up with us. Good. I'm happy with that. I really like that. I think releasing people would have like a sour taste in their mouth if we release them. So I've upped his pay, but I think because we're done with him, we're just gonna do a month contract and let it expire instead of just like releasing guys. Jeff, we might keep because hold on, what's he doing? $3,200. He's saying it's clean, so why is it red? Anyway, Jeff's contract till January. He's not really someone I think we need to use, to be honest. He's on a lot of money, but he's not giving us. He's not going to give us the rating. Look, they've been on Power. He gave us a 53, and the one he's just done now is giving us a 53. So Jeff Hardy's kind of passed it. I'm going to offer him a new deal for 30 days. And again, another, like I said, the reason why I'm doing that is purely because it's better for me to just have their contracts expire than, what's he saying? Oh. Um, let their contracts expire in a month, then release them because they'll be more willing to talk to us sooner if we just if their contract expires as opposed to us firing them essentially. So there's some people who've done that with the Crockett Cup, not really performed. Like so Tisha, 170 a show. I mean, I'd be happy to release him. I don't mind that. Um, who else did we have? Clark Connors and the War Dogs. I mean, they're only on like 160 a show. They're not on very much, but I'm really disappointed in how they wrestled. Io Sky to re-sign. These are big names, man. How much would she want? 2,400 a show. That I don't mind because you know what it is. It's not even it's the merch, bro. The merch. We can do a written contract. I don't mind. I'll give you 2 grand for signing up. I know I'm just spending money like a donut. a belt off from another company. Oh, they're offering uh, well, if I give a bonus of 20% per. Well, do you know what it is? We just can't afford it right now. We just can't afford it right now. I'm being mad silly. I'm gonna resign with them anyway, but it is what it is. We'll throw our hat in the ring. I have obviously off the stream sent a load of people, for example, to go and work at other places just to get their reps in. Um, you know, go and like get some dates and like work. I think that AJ guy would be one of them. I don't even know what AMLO is. Uh, Beyond they take Adam Priest, but would they take AJ Gray? Yeah, go on. 10 appearances. Have him. They say they wrestle, man, and they can get some popularity up as well without like us having to do this nonsense. Do you know what I mean? Like, you just yeah. Uh, what's the other one I'm looking for? It wasn't Prestige, but I'm sure they'll take him as well. I was looking for DPW. What the fire, you know? The fire's fine. AJ Gray. Come on. I needs to go out and wrestle, man. Go and get those reps in. Uh, is it Aaron Rock? I don't know who that is. Alec Price. Oh, I think he's with them. Okay, cool. I was gonna say. Uh, okay. So we are going to the show. So first match of the pay-per-view. I mean, the pre-show doesn't count to the final score. That is what it is. MAO Mao, is it? 49. Mason Madden, 49. Mike Bailey got 64. So that's really good. Mansoor had a 57. Um, segment rating 60. It's okay. But Mike Bailey's good worker, so someone we should definitely keep. But MXM have gone through again. Mansoor is the only reason I don't feel too bad about it. But Moonlight Express, I mean, with Mao, I think it's just because he's just not known in the US why he got a low rating. I think that was part of it as well. But definitely tag team we can bring back. So the first match, it's a good rating. It's 71. Calamari Catch Kings defeated the Syndicate in a pure rules match. Chris Brooks pinned Cedric Alexander with a praying mantis bomb. Jonathan Gresham got a 79. Chris Brooks 62. Telton Benjamin 74. Cedric Alexander 54. That storyline as advanced. Segment rating 71. Crowd 39. Wrestling rating 67. I mean, the crowd was simmering. Technical masterclass. So it wasn't going to be, like super exciting, but there's big names. And we're not really getting penalised much. So that's good. That's good. Shelton Benjamin physical condition, but the guy's 50, so it is what it is. The next match, Colby Carino defeated Ricky Knight Jr. in a tables match when Ricky Knight was put for a table. Um, Colby Carino wins the NWA World Alliance World Title. 56 in the ring for Colby Carino, 61 for Ricky Knight Jr. And Ricky Knight Jr. seemed off his game and he's got a 61, so he's lost his belt. 54 segment rating, and the Alliance storyline has ended with that segment. Danhausen is good as Colby Carino's manager, so I'm happy with that. That probably helped the rating as well. Ronhausen are en route to the venue, which doesn't go smoothly, and that's just a bit like that was just it would say earlier today because obviously Danhausen was there and he was at Colby Carino ringside. Segment rating 81. I can't complain. I'm really happy with that. The crowd is white hot, and it's great pay-per-view so far. 66. Very hot crowd. Inosuke Takeshita defeated Trevor Lee in a street fight match by submission with Walls of Takeshita. Takeshita with a 79. Trevor Lee with a 68. That is unreal. Obviously, Takeshita's in amazing form. Segment rating 66. And I believe is very close to or has already signed a exclusive contract with the NWA. Inosuke Takeshita, fantastic get for us. 84 rated. I Show Speed made his debut. The A storyline has automatically advanced for his segment. 84 rated. I mean, this is just going to be, I mean, hopefully we don't get penalized too much. We probably will. But with these segment ratings, we're going to send it through the roof. And if we didn't get penalized, it would be so much better. But, what can we say? We can do the best we can do. So this one, I mean, pretty poor rating. Breeze was really off his game. He was terrible. Metalik defeated Breeze by pinfall with a springboard Dragon Rana. And that's defense number 11 of the World TV title. 43 from Breeze, but Metalik with a 61. Crowd are still very hot, so, it could have been worse. This I'm not happy about. 49 rating. Ace Austin's being interviewed about giving Ron another shot. Ace makes it clear that he's a man of his word. They lost the match, so he has to stand across the ring from this goofball again. He tells Ron to look in his eyes, and understand that he's going to take him to deep waters. He also tells Ron that the complaints of cheating won't be a thing tonight. Ron can keep his eyes on me all night, since tonight will be a Texas strap match. So segment rating 49. Crowd's still very hot. Could have been worse, but we move on. 61, I'm happy with this. So the agency defeats Violent Forever when Blake Christian pinned Dominic Garrini with the audition. The agency make it defense number 5 of the NWA World Tag Team titles. 61 rated segment, wrestling rating 60, crowd rated 34. Blake Christian with a 58, AL Fox 61, Kevin Coover 66, which is definitely the highest he's had. Dominic Garrini with a 55. So bad this shot, they've lost. They'll turn their attention to the Crockett Cup. And then maybe we'll have new challengers for the tag titles. Speed is cutting a promo talking about the event. Maurice interrupts Speed and tells him he has no place here. Idiocy attracts idiocy. Now they need to remove Ron Killings tonight once and for all so the NWA can stop attracting weirdos like Speed. And that's a 64 rated segments. So could have been worse, but it is what it is. Next one. I don't know how I feel about this. Mustafa Ali defeated Aramis with a pinfall with a reverse 450 splash. It doesn't even say splash, but I'm assuming that's what it is. Revolved around a lot of high spots. And number 2, defense number 2 of the national heavyweight title. Segment rating 58, crowd rating 39, wrestling rating 61. So the crowd just kind of went into it a little bit, but the storylines gained heat. Both took stump bumps, 62 and 61. It's very respectable ratings, like individually for both performers. Mustafa Ali stays with the title. Felina De La Renta, he cuts a promo. It's her debut, Empresaria gimmick. Initial rating of great, 52 segment rating. It's okay. It's okay. King Kota defeated Max the Impaler by pinfall with a top rope splash. King Kota makes it defense number 1 of the NWA World Women's Junior Heavyweight title. Crowd rating 42, wrestling rating 64, segment rating 61. King Kota with a 66, Max the Impaler with a 62, which tells me that Max the Impaler can be trusted. Hopefully it's not just because she was inspired by the speech. Hopefully we can start pulling out more ratings like that. Yeah, it's good, very good. I'm happy with that. King Kota. And then this one, a 56 rating. Athena Rose attacks King Kota, and then she cut a promo while King Kota was selling the injury. The role model gimmick got an initial rating of poor, and That's probably my fault. I do definitely need to change that because I'm coming in as a heel, so she's not going to be a role model. It doesn't really make any sense, but that can all be explained on Power. 56 rating. This one here, Ronda Rousey defeated Kenzie Page by submission with an armbar. We also saw Kylie Page run in and attack Rousey, and Masha Slamovich also attacked Kenzie. Ronda Rousey was the NWA Women's World Title. Wrestling rating 51, crowd rating 50, segment rating 56. They didn't seem to click at all, so we're definitely not running this back. And I mean, there was no like we couldn't drop the title to anyone else at that stage, really. Kenzie beating Ronda when she's got half her popularity doesn't really make sense. Um, so we built it up for Ronda to win the title. Ronda's got the title now. That's good. And it then leads on to the next segment. No, it doesn't because I decided not to put that segment in. TMDK arrive in the NWA complete. Zack Sabre Jr. asserts himself as the leader. The Crockett Cup came and went for TMDK, but that's neither here nor there. He calls out the foundation. He makes it clear that without him, there would be no Michael Oku or Freddie Ahe, and he's happy to show the world. AJ Mendes tells Zack to be careful what he wishes for. Segment rating 53. I'm happy I used an angle idea. The foundation storyline started, and technical wizard gimmick. We're probably gonna give that a little change actually. Next segment. Here we are. Ron in a bout that had superb wrestling and great heat. Ron Killings defeated Ace Austin in a bull rope match by pinfall with a What's Up, following interference from ISHO Speed. So ISHO Speed obviously didn't like what Marie said earlier, and he's imposed himself on this match. The match was designed so that wrestlers could go out and steal the show. Ron Killings wins the NWA World Heavyweight title. Wrestling rating 65, crowd rating 51, segment rating 68. And following interference, so Ace doesn't lose clean. 69 in the ring from Ace, 61 from Ron Killings. Let's see if anything kind of this Charlton got a bonus for at least one voice of attribute. That's good. Penalised for inconsistency. Ron Killings for physical condition and stamina because he's 53. Ace storyline's low heat. Okay. But look, it is what it is. Ron Killings has now won the title. And then Ron celebrates his win and speaks about how long it's been since he held a world title. And also this title. He thanks everyone who believed in him. And he says if he was to become world champion, he'd be a fighting one. So Power, whoever steps up, you'll see them there. The lights go out, they come back on, and a hooded figure lays out Colby and Danhausen. Ron rushes towards them, and they make Ron hit the deck. The hood is removed, and it's Shinsuke Nakamura. He picks up the title and says, Power. So part one got a 69, part two got a 69. Nakamura's King of Strong Style gimmick got an initial rating of great. And yeah, I used the Colby Carino angle idea. 73 rated. So I'm hoping for a good rating. And Shinsuke Nakamura has made his debut. So let's look at the final grading. Oh my God. That's bad. Fans were annoyed at the amount of non-wrestling segments that sit through it. You know why? Because I forgot to actually look at. No, we weren't getting penalised. We weren't getting penalised. So maybe I've done too much and we were getting penalised. I don't know. Okay. Overall rating 53, but it's still increasing popularity in 58 regions. 959 people in attendance. That's good. Address the locker room. Ron's happy, Ace is happy, Gresham's happy. Financial report, oh my word, we lost 30k. Yeah, but that's just because the length of the event. Good ticket sales. And yeah, 200 grand. We still gain popularity in 18 regions, so I guess I'm happy, but it is what it is. Still say it was an excellent show though. So here's my thoughts on this. I think it's a solid show with its objectives. I think the 53 was harsh because it's been dragged down by production values and popularity limits. You know, and obviously the lack of wrestling. I think Ace story we've had Speed arrive, Ronalds comedy, Marie's mocking Speed, Ace promising no excuses, Texas strap match, Ron wins the TV title, Nakamura debuts at the end of the show. I think everything's built on the previous segment. It didn't feel random. Felt like an actual, like good booking. Um, obviously Ron winning the heavyweight title off of Ace Austin. Um, I think Ron Killings is won the championship, and I mean Ace has a ready-made excuse. He spent the show promising there'd be no excuses, but only for ISO Speed's interference to cost him, and that kind of protects Ace without making him look weak. I think Ron finally gets his payoff. We've been building him for a few months. The title win feels like earned rather than rushed, and it kind of freshens up the main event scene because now he's a babyface. So it's not just going to be, we're going to have heels in the company or challenging for the title. Um, you know, um, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm happy with that. But I think Shinsuke coming in, that's a game changer. But it's a lot of dough. Two bags of 2,000 a show. So it's one of them ones. Um, so yeah, for not even 34,000 viewers, that kind of, I mean, that kind of sucks, man. Uh, but it is what it is. It's still a good rating. It's still gone up in popularity. Um, but yeah, Shinsuke Nakamura, I mean, is there. Um, and him and Ron Killings, I guess, on Power, maybe, or maybe he does with someone else first before that happens. Um, what else did we have on the show? I mean, Nakamura was a proper cliffhanger. Him standing with a belt. Takeshita, uh, I mean, the wrestling was excellent. Street fight, and I think once he signs that exclusive deal, I think he's signed an exclusive deal already. I'm not sure, but once that happens, yeah, he's signed an exclusive deal. So once that, I think we could possibly start pushing him towards titles. Um, Beverly looked good as well. Uh, you know, Crockett Cup obviously was only on the pre-show, but still a decent rating. Ronda winning was a correct decision. 786-day reign ending. I mean, it's huge. But we've got Davina Rose, we've got Alexa Bliss coming in. Um, Masha, Kenzie. There's a lot of challengers. Um, but yeah, King Kota, it's a good first offense against Max the Impaler, and obviously the next feud is set up. Selena De La Renta, I think, is a good person to come in as a manager on the mic. Ali, I mean, he's very reliable. The agency, solid, 5 title defenses now. They're becoming established. Metalik again, I mean, exactly what it should be. Fast TV match. Champion wins, move on. Um, yeah, there was too many talking segments. But I think Ron Killing's character showed Kesha done really well. Asho Speed, Danhausen, they carried the show as well. Um, and yeah. And with our roster, I mean it's completely normal to make those losses because we're investing. But once TV grows another size, once we get more broadcasters, um, I think we'll be fine. So I think maybe we should look at and see, have we got other broadcasters that may be interested in housing NWA Power. Let's have a look. No one's interested, man. It's the ones we currently got, which is fine by me. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. Um, but yeah, I mean, if we look at the titles right now, Crockett Cup's being fought for Mustafa Ali. Um, Obviously, these current champions, 5 successful title defenses, 123 days established. Metalik, 104 days with a TV title. Uh, Ronda Rousey obviously just got the belt. 36 current prestige. I'm sure it was 30 at the start of the game. King Kota, Ron Killings, 3-time champion. That's what I wanted. I wanted Ron Killings to come in because he had history, with that NWA belt. He's won it before when it was NWA TNA in the early 2000s. When he used to, like, it was Ron Killings, the suntan Superman. Um, I loved Ron Killings, man. It was top tier. Um, but yeah, I mean that women's title jumping in prestige, I'm happy with that. The TV title as well jumping in prestige because the TV title was a 29 when I started the game. But I think right now, um, titles they're looking healthy. The only thing I'd say is that face, well, that is a heel. So we've got two face women's champions, and we've got 2 out of 3 face champions for the men's singles, and we've still got heels there. So, but yeah, it pushes things in a different direction. Now we've got 2 babyface champions. Now you're looking at, okay, the challengers will change because um, the likes of uh, the guys who couldn't face Austin. So, for example, Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin's a heel. He's not going to go for a title with Ace Austin in charge, like wearing a belt. But yeah, listen, I mean, we're at a crossroads with this save. It's just pretty difficult in terms of the production value. We're getting we're getting like we're getting shafted on. Um, but at the end of the day, there's nothing we can do regarding that. And we're getting penalized and we're still getting popular, but I think the show would have better ratings, so we get popular faster if we if we didn't have those markers down. Production. Next scheduled event in 48 days. I don't think it should be in 48 days. 13th of December. Oh, that's why. So we need to create a new pay-per-view then. We've got a pay-per-view each month. What should I call it? I did like Night of Mayhem. Thought that sounded decent. Uh Lashing out. Hmm. Hammer Time. No, that's not a good name. Murder Incorporated. That's a bit. I don't know about that. Heavy Rainer. That's not bad as well, to be honest. Uh, Hammy eating a pizza. I don't. That sounds like an island thing. Hostility. Hostility is not bad. It's not a bad name. NWA Hostility. That's calm. It's all a bit peak at the moment. So Matt and Jeff are signing their new 30-day contracts because we're going to let them leave peacefully. In terms of the Crockett Cup, we've only really got some matches, round of 16, then we'll go to quarterfinals. So at the moment, we're obviously spending a lot of money because we've got a lot of people, we've got the Crockett Cup going on. We'll get through this little period and we'll see what happens. This is a growing business at this level. Your merchandise operation and some part-time staff is run as a legitimate moneymaker for the company. Start to monetize your old events, send them on DVD. Company does not make worker-specific merchandise. Instead, workers are allowed to bring their own merchandise and sell it during intermissions. At live shows, you can expect an average of around £2.50 per fan. in attendance, you can expect to make around $5 per popularity per point per region each month, no matter other side of the business. Running this level of merchandising costs you $750 per month. So if we can get this up to level 5, that's when we'll just start seeing whatever. So people who are like big merch sellers, they'll only be selling merch if they're at the show. If they're not booked, they're not selling merch. So that's one thing we've got to think of. You need people on the show in order for that merch to sell. So you need your most popular acts on your show anyway, regardless. Do you know what I mean? But even more so. So we really just need merchandising to be up a level so we can, you know, so we can make some money. Because we've got the people, we've got the talent to be selling good merch. So, I mean, if we look at tour company, we've got some big stars here. So merch needs to be upped. Needs to be up pretty soon. Ron Killings, 3 times champion, shout out to him. Ace Austin had it for 139 days, 5 defenses. But he's white hot, man. He's a white hot act. Still popular, an amazing heel. He's had a really good run. But what do we do next? I think Ron Killings, obviously, he wants to be a fighting champion, so Ron Killings is going to be defending this belt. I think he's going to be defending this belt regularly. He's 53 years old at the end of the day. He's going to be a fighting champion, and maybe it's a thing where it's like, I'm here for a good time, not for a long time. Obviously, taking our company forward, he's not going to be the guy. Although he's a major star, great gimmick, and maybe when the merch comes in, we'll see he's the top guy. But someone like Ace Austin, 28, to build around him, and he's close to Ron Killings now in the USA. Rebuilding the NWA, and we'll go straight into a power episode, and we'll push on from there. But yeah, if you've been watching, appreciate it. Make sure you follow. Obviously sub, follow me on Twitter for updates, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, iCloud Amsterdam 1 on YouTube. And yeah, people, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, cool.
So don't worry if ik spreek een beetje Nederlands. En don't worry if ik kom uit de Engeland. I'm uit Amsterdam, ben ik honger, I just came for smallers and some pictures for the gram. I'm back in the city, man.